All right, guys, we're gonna dive right into it, man. We got Steve Bannon and Chris Cuomo. Steve Bannon, we know, was recently released from prison, and he's been a staunch Trump supporter. Now he's on Chris Cuomo making false allegations that Trump will be president again in 2028, which obviously we know that's against our Constitution. The guy has 4 years, and that's it, right? But he's insinuating that the Trump administration is working on something for 2028 or trying to change a policy or something, right? In order for a president to serve a third term, which is unheard of. I think only in times of war you're allowed to do that. FDR, right? Let's get into this clip, man.
Well, a man like this comes along once every century if we're lucky. We've got him now. He's on fire, and I'm a huge supporter. Want to see him again in 2028.
And obviously, anybody who doesn't like what you say but judges it as a function of a lack of intelligence doesn't know anything about you. I don't make that mistake. You're a smart guy. Oh, he's term limited. How do you think he gets another term?
We're working on it. I think we'll have a couple of alternatives. Let's say that. We'll see. We'll see what the definition. We'll see what the definition of term. We'll see what the definition of term limit is.
All right. Well, so you're talking about litigating this issue because I don't want people to listen to our interview and say Bannon's cooking up an insurrection. Bannon is cooking up. You know what I mean? I want people to get a straight take on where your head is. What are you suggesting?
Chris, as you know, I've had greater long shots than this. When we supported President Trump after the election, I realize you don't believe the election in 2020 is stolen. We do. We fervently believe that. When President Trump went back to Mar-a-Lago on January 20th, 2021, he was the longest of long shots to return to the White House. We said that day in our podcast and doubled down, having President Trump's back, that he was coming back not just to win the primary, he would win the White House, and we had to get organized and drive that victory and also start working on all the policies, what's called Project 2025 or the America First Policy Institute, but all those different think tanks that started putting in the policies that you're seeing today in what we call Flood the Zone or Days of Thunder or however you want to describe it. But this is many years in the making. So we've had greater long shots than Trump 2028, and we've got a lot of stuff we're working on there. We're not prepared to talk about it publicly, but in a couple of months, I think we will be.
All right, man. And, he could just be clout chasing and playing on words because this obviously got some attention.
Well, a man like this comes along.
There's like a lot of what was behind the criticism of Trump was that he's going to be some type of dictator figure. That he was gonna get into the office. He will be the last president of America. People say that openly, like this guy's gonna be the last president of America. Who the hell knows what that means? But that is being thrown in the air, right? And we'll see what's cooking, man. We'll see what's cooking. Seems like a lot of people want that to happen. All right.